broke for tea, you were still addressing the issue of the blue lights and your interaction with Christine, the city's proxy, you recall? I'm just trying to orientate you as to where we were, so that we can conclude that part of your summary. You recall you said you received a call from Christine, yes, where he told you, hey, Baba, and then he advised you how he did.
Yes.
Now, on my reading of your statement, you should be around paragraph 16. If you could cast your eye there. So if you could just very, very briefly, and I guess I urge you to be very brief, because if I offered you to be before this commission for the next 3 days, you wouldn't take kindly to that offer.
Yes.
Right? You would want to be done today. That's your preference. So perhaps if we work together, we just might achieve that.
Yes.
Your statement is pretty long. So when you cast your eye to, in particular, paragraph 16, 17, up to 19, I need you to summarize as briefly as you can. As I showed you when we started, when the engagement commences, we start at the beginning of your statement once again. So please don't be worried that you might forget to say something at this stage, because it shall be addressed. You'll still have another opportunity. So what I want us to do is to, as quickly as we can, without compromising the value and the weight of your testimony, that we highlight the key aspects under these various subparagraphs. Don't feel the urge or the need to go into detail, because if you do, then we will not finish today. You'll have to come back tomorrow. And at this rate, I foresee you coming back on Friday as well. And that you say you wouldn't want to do. So let brevity be our guide today, and so that we can begin to fruitfully engage. You reference annexures that we haven't had opportunity to engage with.
Yes.
So please leave yourself and us sufficient time to engage with your significant number of annexures.
Yes.
So I'm just asking for very brief summaries. With those words, then, I would like to refer you to your paragraph 16 to 19. At 16, you deal with the letter of intention to commit. A comment or two would suffice there. And from 17, you then contrast the issue of, for lack of a better term, I'll call it a donation from CAT VIP that you start with at your paragraph 14. You contrast that with a previous incident involving, as you say, Commissioner Mapieye and Rivo Spies, and that you do at 17. So we're not going to deal with the detail of the vehicles that you list therein. You will just highlight the conduct itself.
Yes.
When we, as I say, when we deal with your statement in engagement, we'll get back there. So if you then just may turn your attention to the question of the letter of intention to commit and what you want to highlight about that, then we can move on to, as you call it, Sintel.
Oh, yes.
Yes, please do. Thank you.
Yes. In the process, let me mention that. Thank you, Commissioner, for once more. In this process, it was an initiation process. See, I think I must mention it that we never received the cars physically, the cars, you see, because the process was in initiation and the other side of Mr. Christian was busy with the process. Then we cut it. Whilst we cut it, as I've said, that there was this noise now, you see, that Mkhwanazi fitted blue lights, Mkhwanazi took state resources and finance, took state, social media and articles now, newspaper articles with my photos. He took the state vehicles and donated to Matlala, or he took blue lights. They were raising it differently, you see. Nearly in my neighborhood, there's a weekly newspaper. It was strictly targeting. I'm staying in Albertine, you see. You said I must mention, I'm a public servant, you see. in that area nearly each and every week when you open a social media, when my kids open a social media at work. But internal at work, I was not approached. There was no communication. Up until I was contacted by, who's this, Chief Supeni Rasmus, and say, hey, the chief wants you to write a letter. So a letter of what? A letter pastoral vehicle. I said, the chief is briefed. Mr. Mzolo is briefed. He's a chief superintendent doing investigations. To be honest, he didn't fight with me. He approached me like it is his work, you see. Then can you do a letter? I said, a letter of what? Say, things are not looking good. Sir, he was calling me sir because I'm his senior. You see, what do you mean? I say, no, this thing is all over and now I'm starting to feel it. You see. Then within a day or two, another deputy director in the office of the chief of police, I'm called by, it was Monday, I'm called by Mkhwanazi. We had our own operations and specialized services management meeting. All the directors, 6 or 7 directors are sitting in that meeting, you see. Then he's chairing it. He said, Mkhwanazi Uthula. You know, I'm stuck at Captain Park. The meeting sit at Captain Park. I'm stuck in the traffic. Then we moved towards that. I moved to a meeting. When I'm in the meeting, I found him sitting with the deputy director at chief's office, Mr. Duplessis, Ivan Duplessis. You see, I could see him and the atmosphere. I know how the personality of Mr. Mzolo. You see, he has been with me for many years. Mkhwanazi, often ukhuluma nawo undoda in Zulu, you see. I said, no, it's fine, Mzolo, you see. But my eyes are fast, you see. I read the letter, intention to suspend. I said, intention to suspend for what? You see. No, for the statement that you wrote to Weni.
Wrote to? You say for the statement that you wrote to?
To Weni.
Who's Eni?
Oh, Eni Rasmus. I said he's a chief, is our investigating officer in the department.
Okay.
He deals with investigations. You see. Then I said, no, it's fine. The process says that I'm supposed to write a letter. And then I took it, I signed it. But when I signed it, immediately after that, I was told, you are not supposed to be in this building. You are not supposed to be at work. Within 48 hours, you must submit your response for us not to suspend. It is a procedure, cancel procedure. Say, Mkhwanazi, the meeting, say, Mkhwanazi. Hey, my daughter. Then the police powers were gone. Then I had to drive back home and consult with the union. Then we responded. But now, immediately, with the intention to suspend, within an hour, 30 minutes, it was all over newspaper, all over South Africa. I said, Diamond, most this thing we did privately, so, and they said, I'm still going to respond. But I could tell with the tone and the language that the chief of police is suspending me, you see. No, it's fine. We responded within 48 hours with the representative of the union. Within that 48 hours, whilst we were submitting, it was the 24th, but there are dates in the documents. I saw the dates again when the document was submitted to me. I saw that it's confirmed those dates. Then I had to stay at home for 3 months. Then I stayed at home for 3 months. Newspapers, articles, photos of my kids, photos of me, photos of everyone, social media, 2016. In fact, any photo that they could get, I had to delete now and not good. Ask the kids, my daughter, you see. Then I stayed for 3 months. No communication, no consultation, nothing. Getting and enjoying state money for staying at home. Then, around May, after 3 months, it was February. After 3 months, I had to come back as disciplinary processes. I think so. Then I had to come back. I came back. No, I was called by the deputy chief, or I had to come back because it was after 3 months. You see, I came back, or the deputy chief of police called me at night, day before. Said, Mkhwanazi, you must come, you are coming back. I said, Belo Bamzolo, 90 days is gone. So not 80 days, 90 days is gone, 3 months. You see, I came back. When I came back, I was told to report at chief's office. You see, whilst I was going there, I got a call that I must meet Xolani Ngcinza from my deputy chief. You see, I know Xolani Ngcinza for a long time. He's our labor officer, DH labor. You see, he asked me, "Hey Mkhwanazi, wenzakalani? Ukayenza ngithi Xolani, you must greet me first." You see, by that time, I know that Xolani, he's a friend of Mr. Mapieye, he's a friend of Mr. Revo. They drink together because I was working them. They all stay in Pinoni when there are parties and what. You see, yeah, when this don't wait. I've got an operational plan. We are standing outside Civic Center. You see, opposite to it, it's HR office. Opposite to it, it's our legislature. Far left, when I'm looking like this, it is our CMs and other people's office. You see, other seniors, HOD's office. You see. Said, I said, Xolani, I'm having this. You see, he said, no, I letter. What letter is that? But he took my documents.
Commissioner, in defense of our record, I think where you express yourself, Zulu, please say it in English again, because the record may not necessarily be able to reflect that, the typed record.
Humble apologies.
Please repeat it. Okay.
Let me note it. Yes. He said, what documents are you having? Then he read the heading. Automatically, he called Mr. Revo's piece. You said Julius doesn't have documents. Julius is having documents. Where did he get this document? You see. I said, why are you saying that? He said, where did you get the operational plan? Who told you about the operational plan? Because I've got 2 documents. But whilst he was still communicating, I was called to sign at HR's office. You see, he read me, gave me the letter that says suspension, upliftment of suspension. Then I had to resume work. From that day, it was quiet, but I know that I've been getting articles every week again. My neighbor, so I understand other social media things, but at Albertine, I even had, or I have attached some of the Albertine records. DA has been making noise, you see. But by that time, they didn't know that protection of the executive of DA, it was planned and it was executed perfectly so. You see, corrupt, what they mentioned many things, blue lights. Oh, there was a heading that I was given to blue light players. But in short, commissioners, I didn't install blue light. I didn't brand the cars. The cars, I didn't see them physically. They didn't come to the city of Ekurhuleni. Even Mr. Christian didn't see those vehicles. You see, it was social media, and there was a document with it's a typed document, but with a writing hand in terms of registration. And the article say Vusi Matlala's wife, Vusi what. By that time, I didn't know Vusi Matlala's wife and everything. See, but now I could have an understanding now. Then I stayed, but before I'm jumping. But before I started to resume, I was called by IPT. It's the day after. You see.
The day after what?
I came back to work. Yes. We want to see you. Who are you? No, I'm from IPT. We must see you come to Johannesburg, or the first time I went to Johannesburg, in their offices, you see, it's about this blue light thing that you gave permission, you see. Then I said, no, it's fine. I informed my boss that I'm not working, I'm going to IPT. They directed me, I drove with my private car, I parked and I went in. When I went in, it was 7 of them, you see. Sitting, it was Mr. Ku, 2 advocates, senior investigators. Out of that, there were 2 females and 5 males sitting like, you see. I said, oh. He said to me, I must talk to this thing of blue light, but now, I said, yes, the allegations. First allegation, it was this one of blue lights. Second allegation, it was a dump kill body. Third allegation, it was me giving members instruction to work outside the city of Ekurhuleni. There was a 4th one. I said, no, it's fine. I can respond to those allegations. But this one of a dump body, I didn't know it, you see. But these ones I know. Since I worked from 2005, we've been working outside the city of Ekurhuleni. I've got documentation to prove that. Since I started as a new 2005, specialized units, since specialized units were formed, we've been working outside till now. Even now, they're still working outside, but it's fine, you see. Then I said, no, but I don't need, I will write those things. I wrote and responded to all these allegations. I think I wrote 3 or 4 but on this one, they said, are you aware that there are allegations that we instructed people to dump? I said, which body, my daughter? And what Brakpan are you talking about? They said, last year, there was an operation, you were not there, but you came in and gave it. I said, no, man, what operation is that? When they mentioned Yako, I said, yes, I remember, but it's a long time, man. I've not been working with Yako for a long time. I said, yeah, we are aware that we have been not been working with him. They were informed, by say, when they called me. I said, it's fine, let me talk to that then. You see, he gave me, because I was lost, you see, he said it was in Brakpan plots. I said, yes, I remember that thing. You see, I got a call in early hours of the morning, around past 2 to 3, that from Yako. In fact, when he calls, I saw that I had 15 or 8 missed calls from him. Saying, Nduna, we've got a success, come and join us with a success. You see, I said, yes, on that. I even wrote that, hey, I'm not aware. I was there for the success of goods that him and his team, or the guys that he's working with, they got. Even said, bring them here. I said, I can't just bring a media. For what, you see? But I told the commissioner, you see. I stayed there for 3 or 2 minutes. I'm going to talk to that, you see. But all these allegations, I submitted statements. Then after 3 or 4 months or 5 months, I got a call from IPT HQ that, hey, we want to see you again. Remember, I met with Mr. Kulu, I submitted, you see. He said, when you come here, come with all the documents that we're having for blue lights. I said, what blue lights? Okay, for EMPT operations, from here working relations with Mr. Matlala and everything. I took, luckily I had a copy of an original plan that I'm saying I'm going to talk to you, you see. And the intent to donate. Then I had a letter that I submitted to Chief's office. No, I didn't have a letter. But there's another 3rd document that I had. You see, oh, my statement. He wanted my statement to mention the registration of the cars and everything. And I even said to him, no, I'm even having the disc of those vehicles. He said, good, bring those discs. I said, I'm coming with them. And I went in, I submitted, I cooperated. You see, I even gave him he said, what it is? I said, it's not even the disc. But the disc are there, you see. Then I gave them all those documents. Then it was quiet. Up until I got a noise again about blue blue lights. IPID is investigating me. IPID has submitted IPID has submitted to the Office of the Executive Mayor a document that recommends me to be charged internally. You see, I said it's fine. I'm the employee of the city. I know I didn't do that. You see, I'm waiting for them to start those processes. You see, but there was noise, but not directed to me. There was noise everywhere. But I worked. I went back to specialized services, continued with my work. In those processes, you see, members of THU, truck hijacking unit. No, let me not jump something. In those processes, no, it's fine. In those processes, just that I don't have the dates and I can't state it chronological so, but Mr. Mzolo told me that, hey, they are charging your members by IPID. I said, for what? They said there's a truck that they took somewhere in Benoni, and that truck was not supposed to be pounded. They pounded that truck. I think they arrested or they wanted to arrest the suspect. Okay. They charged, suspended. There was no communication with me. There was no communication with the then inspector who was their direct supervisor. No communication that was done. You see. Then they came to me, showed me the suspension letters, that they've got the suspension letters, you see. But before the suspension letters, we spoke to Deputy Chief Revo Space. He said, you must implicate, if you don't want to be suspended, you must implicate you in crimes and say you were there, you leaded this and that and that and that and that. I say, you know what? I know we don't have, I'm having another blood, he's having another blood for me, I'm having, I don't want to mention it, you see. But we don't see eye to eye, you see. I said, no, it's fine, you see. But because they didn't communicate with, it was intention to suspend, they suspended them, but they continued with their cases that they were told not to communicate with me. They were arrested at Boxburg. It was 2 cases, you see. Then after 3 months, they came back. Then they told me, no, Mener, we won those cases. The other one was withdrawn in Benoni. We won those cases, we are back, you see. But now they are charging us for, they said they're going, Mr. Revo Space attended the court every day there, sitting there. And they pushed that they don't get the bail, and that's what they related to me. You see, I said, no, but it's his choice, you see. But the case has been withdrawn, the other one, too, they're finalized. Then it was those stories then. But in that process, you see, there's a private company that is contracted, you see. Now it's closer, now. That is contracted to the city, you see. And the city was starting to align now. Not to align per se, to start institutional review. You see, that institutional review, COCTA recommended that the city cuts, because they're duplicates, we're doing rhetoric, there are departments that are doing what other departments are doing, you see. Then to us, we're affected. They said there's a Lamontra that was led by Deputy Chief Revo Space, which deals with college training academy, which deals with support system logistic. In terms of your uniform, they're supposed to assist us in terms of vehicle, bullet vest, anything that we need operationally. It was his responsibility to do that. Again, I said municipal court, you see, which is back office. That they deal with all the processes of processing your Section 56, if they've issued, liaising with the courts to make sure that the court roll are able to have those 56. Those processes have been processes. But that is contracted to a private company, you see. They will do warrants, they will do back office, they will process. It's a big, a very huge contract. I don't want to call it a tender, contract. That has been there since I came to the city.
Commissioner, Mkhwanazi, apologies for the interjection. I would like you to refer to your statement and just flip through and give an indication which part of your statement you are on now.
Well, yes.
If you could just
yes.
look at that.
Yes, I wanted to talk to, when I'm in that process, when I was supposed to get in the structure, Mr. Revospice was no longer there. But he did know that he's no longer there. But on the other hand, he was his 60s, I think there, you see. Then I had to start, because the structure said all those responsibilities belongs to me now, you see. Then I had to check. When I checked, I wanted briefings, my daughter, sorry, colleagues. How were you working? How are you working? Remember, we don't talk, me and Mr. Spies. You see, I'm supposed to get a briefing, you see. But this one is not going to get any briefing. And I must mention that when I took off as a deputy chief of police, I didn't get any debriefing. I didn't get any formal handover from Deputy Chief Goodman Mzolo. You see, I'm told that he wiped everything. I was very close to him. He wiped everything, told people that the person who's going to take over is going to sort himself out. But I approached him and said, Babu Mzolo, we are left with a few days and we are Beskuluma, and we're talking, me and him, you see. But I didn't get anything, you see. Even the last day, he just looked at me and said, Mkhwanazi, I will see you. From that day, I decided to block him. I said, I took him as my father, you see. But the same thing. But he was still in the institution, you see. And that time, there was a process of suspension, of allegation of the chief of police, of sexual harassment and other things, you see. But I didn't want to threaten that because he's my boss, you see, and it was done by the other departments that deals with that. When that happened, you see, I was busy with the process where I met Speed. Speed told me that, no, we have, 4 or 5 cars that were given to us to utilize by the private company that is contracted. The chief of police is aware the cars were given the cars by Deputy Chief Revospice. He's managing them, you see. We're even giving petrol cars to drive. I said, no, guys. Did they go to Christine? Where's the letter of intention to? They said, no, nothing. I asked the superiors. Deputy Director Vanda van Rooyen. She was reporting director. I asked Deputy Director Blumhoff. They were deputy directors. I asked Director Johnny van der Merwe. They said, no, it's a private thing that they've done with Deputy Chief and the Chief of Police. I said, but I was suspended for this, the same process, you see. I called Mr. Steins. Mr. said, no, I know nothing about those cars. You see.
Once again, apologies, Commissioner Mkhwanazi, and I do hate having to interrupt you and interject unnecessarily. But I must state for the record, I'm truly concerned for our time, right? And hence my invitation to you to have regard to your statement and indicate where in your statement we are in. And I want to make an assessment as to how much time you need for purposes of putting your version across. I have to indicate to the commissioners when the questioning should start. You recall that I indicated that we shall refrain from asking questions and we'll only try and confine ourselves to questions of clarity.
Okay.
And I think the commissioners have kept their part of the bargain in that regard, and I hope I have too. But we have to complete your free flow at some point. So perhaps if you look at your statement and I won't hold you strictly to what you say, but just give us an indication of where you are at so that we may know. Because if you check your time now, we are headed for 12 o'clock.
Okay.
And I wouldn't want you to place yourself under unnecessary pressure, particularly when you now want to deal with your annexures. Okay. So please bear that in mind as you put your version across, that at some point we have to bring it to a close and allow you to substantiate what you are saying with reference to your annexures. which we haven't done thus far.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's paragraph 7. I will push for 20 minutes.
Go ahead, please indicate the paragraph.
It's 17.1, 17.2, 17.3, 17.4, 17.5 for the cars. But I will push that. I push for 20 minutes on a high level.
Oh, all right. All right, then I also wanted us to...
Let me discipline and refer to this and not just
wanted
talk.
us to discuss time.
Yes.
So if you say 20 minutes, that should take us to... yeah, let's go on until 15:15.
Yes.
For certainty, you are not saying you intend to deal for the next 20 minutes with paragraph 17, right? Are you asking 20 minutes to wrap up your...
To wrap up, yes.
To wrap up what?
The high level.
Okay.
The high level.
I just wanted to make sure that I don't misunderstand.
Thank
you.
Yes. And thank you for keep on reminding me and calling me into order.
Thank you.
You're assisting me, yes.
Yes.
Then, Commissioner, I must mention that, you see, the tension between me and River Space, I'm talking about paragraph 18, you see, started when we were coming in. Our background and our history, I think he checked us. Before we joined the Metro, we were from different political parties. We were young, participating, and we're not apologetic for that. You see, against apartheid. You see, there was a time where the council had a memorandum of understanding with NPA for repatriation of the exiled, or again assisting the families in terms of tracking and tracing. Our city played a key role on that. You see, when we were at stores, Captain Park, with one of the guys that was doing that, you see, that was part. We submitted 2 names from the city, Metro police officers, you see, and they had a passion, they liked that, they were working on that, you see. When they went there to him, to request for some resources. The chief of police signed a memorandum of understanding with the office of the CM and NPA. I was not part of that because I'm operational. But when I was there with Mr. Ndlovu, or Officer Inspector Ndlovu, who was part of that, Revo approached, or Deputy Commissioner Revo approached, we were talking, you see, approached him, say, you want resources for doing communist work, for doing terrorist work, you are pushing a communist agenda. I said, what? You see, say, doing that. You see, and want to use the state. I said, no. These are not your resources. The city has committed, the department has committed, and we are going to execute that. You see. Then I was very angry, I left. I'm told that when I left, they physically fought with that inspector. The history of that inspector, he's an MK, he was from MK, the one that came in and joined. He was very disciplined, and I know I worked with him operationally before he introduced me many of works, you see, records, everything is there, you see. But I'm told that they fought, you see. Then we were able to do our research, we discovered, I've got a document again that is attached, you see, that talks to that. That says he was part of the operatives that were going around the township. We showed him, you see, we went back and showed, this is Revo's piece. We were going around Tembis at night shooting at black people and what, you see. But that created between me and him because we were there to show him that as much as we are saying we are tourists, we are not clean, you see. Then it was very bad, you see. But regarding, I'm on paragraph 20, 21, 22, you see. I've mentioned that some of the members were arrested and what. But on the same thing, you see, he came in here and said, all my members that are reporting have criminal case. I want to put it clearly that back of support staff deals with recruitment. Support staff deals with issuing uniform and everything. And there are members with criminal record that were recruited, that were appointed, that worked with the city. Some of them, they are having serious cases like rape you see. And before you come in, you're supposed to do fingerprints. All of us. When, in fact, the city, every employee of the city, when it comes to do fingerprints and submit, you ask yourself, how did that happen? You see. But along the way, there's a process where members, he said, there was a communique 2023, it's attached, that says that SAPS lost fingerprints of 775, or they were not collected from SAPS, because we were supposed to do fingerprints, or we're doing fingerprints, all of us, you see. But ours and others, they didn't come back because they said they were lost. You see, there's a communique talks to that. Again, I had a meeting with PESCO meeting. It's a meeting where I, as a Deputy Chief Kwabe, Chief of Police, shared by Chief of Police, him from stores, Kwabe is from Security and Loss Control, I am from Operations Specialized, him is from Lamont have said. Then licensing is part of community safety. In that meeting, we talked about vetting. Oh, there is an issue. Usually our meeting, we're taking 10 minutes. And that 10 minutes, it was a report. Report, start, Operations and Specialized Services is me. Immediately after I reported, when other people are saying, no. The chief said, I'm in a hurry. It happened for 3 consecutive times. But in that meeting, we spoke about the vetting. The chief raised it, that as we are appointed, all of us, we need to do vetting. Mkhwanazi must do. I said, no. We are all appointed here. We are all working for a security agency. Let's all go into do vetting. Because I had an email that says that private company now, it's the only one that is going to do fingerprints digitally. We are no longer going to use SAPS. And in that meeting I raised, why must we pay a private company? Whereas we can go to SAPS is free to do these things. He said, no, SAPS, we are paying. And I said, no, but we can go and negotiate. But I didn't win that battle. Then in that meeting, stopped like that. Then in terms of the vetting, we agreed that we are going to do vetting. And I've said, I don't want to take, vetting is different from fingerprints. Vetting, you disclose yourself, you become naked, you give every detail. If you are having a girlfriend, you must declare there. If you are having this, what you are doing, you must declare. You must give your kids' phone numbers, contacts. In fact, you vetting is about everything that you are doing. You become clean, not even become clean, but you must tell everything. And it is only done by state security. Then in that thing I raised it, that state security is supposed to do it, you see. And I will only submit it to state security. He said, Chief, no, I will coordinate it. I said, Chief, is fine. Let state security come here so that we give. I won't give any junior, because I was aware now that there's this clique against this individual, you see. There was tension. We're not working together, but it's fine. We agreed. In the morning, I got an email that says, Chuchu, Jay, you must submit, I've attached it. You must submit your things to my office. I said, no, Chief, that's not an agreement of our engagement yesterday. Yesterday we said state security. You see, in that WhatsApp, I'm not going to comply to this. I've said it, he said, sure. I didn't talk a lot, he said, sure. Then it was like that.
Let me try to understand you. So you don't object to vetting as such. What you are objecting to is you submitting your documents to a junior person in the chief's office.
It's 2 things. It's to do fingerprints with the private service provider that is close to somebody. Why I'm saying that time I was aware that all those are close to them, or there are people that are close to them that are having criminal records, but in the list that is submitted, they don't appear. You see, the only sinner that is appearing, it's me, that I didn't do. You see, and there was no communique to me. And again, in the second one, on the 2003, my name is not even CC'd, or there's no attachment. That says Julius. It was said to all our JTM, it was sent to all other people, not me. You see, we met, then we had a meeting with HR, where I raised my concern that employees of the city are employed by you You see, I'll be happy if all of us we do it with SAPS, but it must be run by you. It must move from us because we're having our own things. They are saying I'm having my people, and they're saying I said no, it's fine, let it be done like that. Then it was quiet. Up until I raised it last year May, this year, sorry, humble apologies. Up until I raised it this year, when Deputy Revo Spies was no longer there, because he took or he resigned or he claimed that he's taking a retirement. When we were starting investigation, the city gave me instruction and said, let's investigate this thing of Sintel. No, let me say that private company, because there's something that is not good.
Can I just interrupt you before you move on to speak about Sentinel?
Yes.
On this vetting issue, when you say you went to the city and told the city that they must do the vetting, they must manage the vetting, who in the city did you talk to?
No, it's fingerprints.
Even that?
Yes.
Who in the city?
It was a meeting. Okay, it was a meeting between EMPD and HR. There were 4 officials, we were 4 from our side.
Okay.
Yes, we were talking about many issues, but it was part of it. And in fact, it became the main issue because I had to raise it in that meeting because I know that it created tensions.
So you say you went to the city, and I'm just trying to understand.
Yes.
And I'm not yet debating. I'm just trying to understand you, to follow your evidence and what you're saying. You say you didn't object to fingerprints being taken, yours and your team's. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and Commissioner, you must remember, I was appointed in December. I took my fingerprints.
Just work with me, because I'm trying to make sure I understand, I follow what you're saying. When you were speaking to Commissioner Khumalo now, you were talking about vetting. Now you're talking about fingerprints, and I'm confused about which one do you say you took to the city to say we are employed by the city and the city must deal with this. Is it the vetting? Is it the fingerprinting?
Okay, let me answer. I didn't object to any of the two. But I said, let's do it with a recognized institution, a government institution. You see, that the process won't be manipulated. Then there were articles before we went to HR.
Hold your horses, Commissioner.
Oh, yes.
When you went to the city, you took it out of the EMPD and you went to the city because the city is the employer. That's what I think I heard you say. My question is, in the city, when you went to discuss it with the city as the employer, who in the city did you have that discussion with?
No, yes, I'm going to answer that.
Okay.
Yes. When we went to HR, it's their function to employ, to recruit, to promote. It's not our function. Us is to request from them. But us as MP did that. Then there were articles, newspaper articles that said 300 and something EMPD officers are having criminal record. Okay. Then we were called to say, let's have a meeting with HR, and it was legal and corporate and HR to finalize this thing. Then we went to a meeting in Jimistin. It was 4 officials from HR.
Hold on. I'm asking you, you say it's HR. You've now narrowed it down to you went to HR.
Yes.
Who in HR did you speak to about that the city must manage your fingerprinting, whether you're fingerprinting or vetting? Who in HR?
Yes. In that meeting, those that I can recall, it is Madam Futi, I forgot the surname, and Madam Dombi. And it was advocate from Legal and Corporate. It was Advocate Zulu, who were part of the meeting. Okay. Then from our side, it was the 3 or 4 of us, me, the Chief of Police, Deputy or Commissioner Revo Spies. I'm not sure that Commissioner Gwabe was part of the meeting, but it was the team of 8 or team of 7 in that meeting. Yes.
I know you have given names of who
Yes,
from
yes,
HR
yes.
dealt with.
We may have others, but those that I can remember, you see.
I accept that.
Yes,
Thank
then we discussed that the process is going to start them from their side, because they are supporting staff. They will submit names and what. But till today, it was quiet. That never happened. Up until I asked the CMA, there was this process, guys, formal so, you see. We need to do those processes, because on our oversight, each and every month, we sit at oversight account to councillors. You see, councillors want to know about challenges that we're having, progress that we're having. We must give report about our monthly operations, monthly program developments that are taking place in the department, you see. And there was noise about this thing of fingerprints, the media, you see. But it's disappeared. But in an honest sense, it was 775 fingerprints that were not submitted, or they claimed that SAPS lost them, or they were not collected. And there's another report that we submitted that talks to, for the past 5 years, as the department, we had 1,000 and something internal investigations. Some are external. Some they include IP. I've attached that report. Some are including IP. Some are talking about misconduct. Some are talking about those that are arrested and the court has found them guilty. Some are talking about those that are investigated. Some are talking about, but all those, the investigating team was requested to submit for the past 5 years. That's a report that was submitted and it is attached here, you see. But after that, nothing happened, commissioners. Then it was the challenge then of us and the investigation of stores or the contracts that are taking stores. Then there's a communication where we're instructed to run that. I instructed, because that time I was the acting chief of police, Mr. Mapie was suspended, you see. Then I requested that we appoint a person at a very senior level who will understand with the team of investigators to start those investigations and everything. Then there was a communication between us and the city. The city, I'm talking about other relevant, Office of the CM, Office of the Group CFO, and other relevant about these investigations. But there was no cooperation. The only cooperation we got is when we spoke to the director. The director said, no, I'm not managing that contract. The person is managing in a formal meeting. And I think they spoke about that formal meeting where they said it was the CM and HODs and directors and I was part of that meeting. You see, everyone was scribing, taking, you see. It was part of that, you see, that we must start investigation. Or in the, no, it's a different meeting. In that one, there was Mr. Mapie. It was before he was suspended. It was about the conflict and the tension that we had. The city manager called all of us before the Sintel and wanted to call order. But it was very tense in that meeting, you see. And I'm the one who said, Deputy Chief of Police Revo Space is a de facto police. Because the Chief of Police didn't take any decisions at the MPD. I'm saying the Chief of Police, for the past 10 years as the Chief of Police, the decision were taken by Director Revo Space, Deputy Chief of, you will talk to the Chief of Police, you will agree, he will understand you. But immediately when there's somebody, he will turn. He will agree with you when he's looking at you. Once you go, and I will give a report that, no, we agree that this is happening with the Chief of Police. The next thing will hear, no, that won't happen. Tell that person that won't happen. And it won't happen. It will be like that. Whether it's progressive, it's taking the institution forward, it is assisting in terms of the change management and other things that must happen, you see. And bringing a positive attitude in terms of supporting members. Because I must mention this, that for the past 5 years, if not 10 years, we don't have bullet vests. We don't have, it's only EMPD that doesn't have uniform. Now when you go around and see female officers approaching you with their trousers, may I stand up just to show, with their trousers here patched. No, it doesn't give a good reflection of the ambassadors of the city. I call them ambassadors. You see, you send officers to respond in a very challenging situation. You don't have communication radio. And to be honest, the city does provide. There's somebody who's sleeping somewhere who doesn't think of those that are operational. You see, I will talk to the strike, just to summarize.
Before you talk to the strike, I apologize. You you reference a meeting where you said River Spies is the de facto chief of police.
Yes.
My only question is, can you give more detail around that meeting? What meeting was that? Who had called the meeting? Where was it? Yeah.
Oh, yes. In fact, all of us were complaining to the CM. The other side, they were complaining.
That is you are talking about why there was a meeting. I want to know what meeting is it?
Yes.
Let's just confine ourselves to that.
Yes.
What meeting was this and who had called it?
The city manager called the meeting after he has tried many times.
So it was called by the city manager?
Yes.
At the city manager's office,
boardroom,
whatever.
office, yes.
Do you have a sense of date?
Oh,
Guesswork. This
It
year,
was-
2025, 24, 23, 22?
No, it was last year,
Okay.
around August.
Okay, 2024, August.
August, September, early September or late August.
Okay, that's very helpful.
You see.
Thank you. I
Yes.
won't take it
No.
any further. I interrupted you. You may get back to your narrative.
Yeah. But it was after many concerns and frustrations that were raising to the
Yes.
city manager, all of us. He decided to call all of us.
Okay.
Call order to all of us. Today he was very specific to all of us that the department is going down on drain.
Yes.
Instead of you, all of you, including I, you see, instead of you focusing in terms of development, in terms of providing community safety in the city, we are fighting for smaller. I don't even understand what are you fighting for, you see. But then we moved, then the meeting, as after raising concerns, all of us raised concerns, even other directors. You see, raised by concerns too. Then he sat with the chief of police. But after that, the chief went on special leave, or he went, yeah, it was a special leave, something like that, you see. But it was after the frustration that we raised that we are not going anywhere, you see. And when you sit at oversight, they will tell you that you don't spend. See, we don't spend how? You see, all the budget that is allocated to EMPD is going back. You see, there was a time when we established a land invasion, we were given 37 million as the city to make sure that we procure resources, we capacitate land invasion, because the city is suffering in terms of land invasion. And we had land invasion in 3 regions, and they're all reporting to directors, and the directors that are reporting to me. In one of the meetings, I said, no, it's fine, Chief. One of my responsibilities, you see, it's budget. It's to do budgeting. It's to deal with finances. Can I be given a plan to make sure that we plan and make sure we utilize that 37 million? I said, what 37 million? He said, hey, there's no 37. The finance took it. I drove to finance. The finance said, no, don't point the finger at us. They said we must move that to security and loss control. I said, no, they can't move without money, without me knowing. But it happened. And secondly, operations is supposed to run this private, this contractor that I was talking about, because it has to do with operation. It is us that are doing traffic law enforcement and everything. But it was decided, no, we will manage that, but it's fine because it was having its own thing. The strike that came in last year March, I'm summarizing, you see. The strike that came in last year, February, March, of the frustrations of officers in terms of they demanded salary increase, they demanded they demanded promotions, they demanded, there were 5 or 6 demands, but it was the frustrations about the building that we're having. Commissioner, I invite you one day to come and do surprise visit. Food is good while I'm still suspended, you see. And check the buildings where officers, EMPD officers are reporting to. Some ceilings are collapsing. Whilst there's a budget that has been allocated. You see, secondly, we're able now, you see, able to push when DDSP or Deputy Chief Police retired, no, not retired. He's like he's not retired. He went to the city of Tshwane, and the chief was suspended to buy more than 100 cars. You see, the cars that we were unable to buy for 5, 7 years, 8 years. You see, now the guys that they are busy with the issue of uniform and other things, because we discovered that some of the uniform, not to say it's not there, the uniform is hiding somewhere in containers. The containers where we keep cars, stolen or not cars, damaged cars or cars that were impounded. You know why they were hiding there? So that you keep on pushing the service providers to provide uniform. But when we go and demand for uniform, there's a photo that I'm going to provide. I, as a deputy chief of police, it is difficult to get uniform. There's a photo that they presented that I was wearing sword, we're looking down we call them gadgets.
Yes.
Yeah. You see, it was like a joke. Commissioners, our gadgets or our sword must look down. Then that means everything must follow the same code. But our gadgets, it's an opposite. You see, and when you wait like this, not nice. I've provided photos. We'll see in terms of these photos. It leaves something like, it's not supposed to follow your collar. It must be nice. When you look at the SAPS uniform, you may feel jealous. But ours, it's not like that. You see. We raised it in the meeting. In that meeting.
Sorry, Commissioner. You have the ones that run down like this. And then you have others, or I don't know the difference between Georges and all that. But I'm just referring to what has what do you call them? The sword. No, I'm referring to what's the sword. There's a sword, and then what else?
Oh, it's a sword and 2 castles.
And 2?
Castles.
Yes.
2 round castles for...
Those you have them on the shoulder, and you have some running here.
Yes.
Now, which ones are you talking about? Those that run down here?
Yes, and they must align. If this one is looking down, all of them must...
I'm asking you this because I seem to recall that the evidence was that one of the 2, that is either the one on the shoulder or this one, that one of the 2, you had it correctly positioned.
Yes.
But that it was the other one that was wrongly positioned.
Yes.
That's my understanding of the evidence.
You are correct, Commissioner. Yes. It's the one on the shoulder.
Yes. I see you now focusing on the one because you've been indicating. I see you focusing on the one that sort of runs down like this. Do you want to focus on the one on the shoulder?
Yes,
because according to your colleagues, the problem is with the one on the shoulder.
Yes. You are correct, Commissioner. Yes. I'm saying the one at the collar and the shoulder, they must align. You see, you can't wear this one looking up and this one looking downwards. Then when you wear this one looking downwards, it leaves the gap, you see. Yeah, but for all other ranks, directors, deputy directors, downwards is fine. But for us as commissioner, they didn't do it correctly, and we're issuing it. You see, but there's a photo I will show you. You can see that when I'm wearing the combat one is correct, but the step out one is not correct. But to summarize it, there's a question that I was asked. That, hey, you are wearing this rank. Where did you take this rank?
It is now 19 minutes past. I will allow you until 1/2 past. At 1/2 past, I will stop you.
Yes. Who conferred you? Who appointed you? I went to the interviews. I applied. We went to the interviews. On that day, it was me and the deputy director for this position. You see. We started the interviews, I attended the interviews. We were informed I was informed that I must go to somewhere in Sandhurst or something in Sentin. It's the second interviews with external, you see. But whilst I was still waiting that, I got an invite. It is attached, you see. that the processes of court says that for that position, you can't only do internal interviews. There's a second process, second phase, where they check in terms of your capacity, capable to lead, your management style, leadership style, understanding finances, understanding the economics management, we are able to do problem solving. It's about all those things. I think it's about 10, you see. I attended, it's like a psychiatrist, say what is called, there's a best terminology that I want.
Psychometric.
No, let's say it's psychometric test. Let me say so. But I wanted a bad psychometric test. I did that.
So apologies, Commissioner. Were you thinking of competency assessment?
Yeah, let's say competency assessment, okay. Yes. But the same test is part of it, you see. Then I attended it. They told me that, no, we are going to send the results to your employer, but we're also going to forward them to you. You see, they were forwarded to my employer, they were forwarded to me. Then I was called, Mr. Mkhwanazi, you are successful in terms of this position. You may come, it was November, because I was supposed to start. Oh, I started on the 1st. I went to HR, asked different commissioners with other metros. In Johannesburg, they've got their own HR. The chief of police is having powers of all HR. He can hire and fire. He can do all these things. Ours, we can't do that. Ours, in terms of HR, there's a department of HR, human resource, that deals with those things, promotion, labor, and other things. In terms of...
And in the interest of time, may I interject once again?
Yes.
Just to provide specificity. You say you were called by HR.
Yes.
Who called you?
Oh.
Let's just mark that.
No, it's officials there. It's senior officers, junior officers that deals with that.
That invite you.
Yes, they invite
Okay,
you to come. Even on interviews, you are called by those juniors.
No, this is after your assessment. You said you received your own competency assessment results.
Yes.
You received them.
Yes.
And then you said subsequently there too you were invited by HR.
Yes.
And now you're saying you were invited by junior officials.
No, those that called is those that are doing admin work.
No, that's fine. I'll accept
Yes.
that. I'm not having an issue.
Yes.
I just want to understand, did the junior official indicate for what purpose you are being invited?
No, they're very clear that you have been successfully. That documents and everything that you must come.
Those are the junior officials that
do admin. That's what they do. Every time when there's promotion, it is them that run administrative paperwork and everything.
All right.
You
Thanks.
see.
I'm clarified.
But when I was there, you see, I think it was HR, DH. Yeah, it was DHHR, you see, who brought in the forms.
And
you see,
DH
who brought in the
being,
appointment letter.
What is DH?
Is it head of department?
No. It's divisional head. Deputy, like your deputy HOD. Divisional head. It's at the same rank with our deputy chief of police. Or same rank like I. You see. But he produced the letter that has been signed by the head of the department. And by who? But the letter is there. I've attached it. You see. I've signed. And when I signed, I was not hip in terms of the benefits. Remember, now I'm becoming a contract. You see. I'm supposed to pay 100% out of the benefits that I'm getting. You see, when I checked the amount, it was far less than that, than what I'm getting with all the benefits and everything. You see, I tried to write a motivation because I was told that no, you can write a motivation, they will adjust and do everything. But till today, you see, deep down I say it was better where I come from than where I am. Because there's full responsibility and everything.
Oh, may I make this request to you? Because in our engagement with the retired city manager, I think I have a sense of which letter you are referring to. I think it is the letter appointing you to the position of deputy commissioner.
Yes.
So no, we've had sight of that letter, and actually, I say we have had sight of that letter.
Oh.
We have seen where, if that is what you are referring to, in handwriting, you made your motivation. Yeah. And we assure you that when we dealt with that letter, we did not call out the numbers listed therein so that people don't get a sense of what your offer was, how much you wanted increased by, and the like, right?
Yes. And it was
my question is, would you be able to provide at least the commissioners, even if it's on a written piece of paper, what you were earning before you were promoted on a permanent basis,
yes,
so that they can have an appreciation, yes, of the drop in salary you then were to experience by accepting this position? Yes.
And yes, commissioners, one must mention that, when you are from inside getting promoted from the director to that position, you are losing. That's why it can't even attract any other people. That's why it was only two of us. It's the person from a deputy director downwards that will see something. But from the director position, you are only taking responsibility in a 5-year term. Unlike those that are having overtime benefits, housing allowance, and other allowances. And they know they are having them permanently so. You see.
So, Commissioner, you don't have a challenge, right, providing that at the right time? It doesn't have to be now. And then we can always verify the number that you provide with HR at City of Ekurhuleni. And really, it's for the benefit of the commissioners to have an appreciation of whether or not your motivation for an increased salary when you were promoted was justifiable. That's all, yes, right?
And I also
but if I may, I'm looking at the time, and I remember the chair said that he's stopping you at 12:30, yes, and I'm trying to save you and I your time.
Yes.
So we've covered this issue, I think, of your salary adjustment and the motivation thereof. Please proceed to the next point, because 12:30 is breathing down our necks now.
Yes. I wanted to touch that. I even submitted the other one formally. I will try to ask and check, which I've done. Yeah, there I didn't do any calculations correct. But in that one formally, I did calculate it. It stressed me. But let me confirm to you that I was conferred by the Chief of Police.
Do you have a date? Do you have a date, probably?
Conferred in terms of the ranks.
Yeah, date. Do you have a date on where that happened? The process of conferment, and if that is in a ceremony, official ceremony, if you could just talk about that process of conferment, it would assist greatly.
Yes, I think it was around January, because December we were very busy. You see, it was festive season. What?
So that would be January 2024.
Yes, let me go and check the correct date, you see.
Okay.
But I was conferred by him after our PESCO meeting. I've said the PESCO is the 4 of us that sits, you see. And there was Chief Superintendent Kilebogile Tipa in that meeting. She took photos, you see, because I can't take photos when I was conferred. And we even, that's why we even discussed that these gadgets, they're wrong. You see, he even said to me, you see, no, Julius, Jay, he called me Jay. These things are not supposed to look the sort. They're not supposed to look upwards. They must look downwards, because we're fighting with these officers. We must be strict against these officers. You see. Then we raised the issue, but this thing, Chief, said yes. Then Deputy Commissioner Revo agreed that no, but these things were done wrongly. They were manufactured wrongly. You see, not that. But I'm trying to confirm that I was conferred by Chief of Police Isaac Jabulani Mapiyeye.
You were about to describe the ceremony of conferment.
No,
Are you able to is there a stock ceremony where these things happen, or is it ad hoc? As he meets you in the passage, he may decide to take opportunity and confer. How exactly does it happen within the ESPD?
Okay, thank you. It's ad hoc. It's not formal.
Okay.
Some may come, even if you didn't come to that. It's a 30 minutes or 10-minute thing.
What happens in that 30 minutes?
I come and tell you that congratulations, you have been appointed for that position. You see, please work and make sure that you conduct yourself good and what. But even those that don't come, there's nothing formal. It's not a must.
Okay.
You see, but people like it because there's media, there's newspapers. But to mine, there was no media. There was only. But usually, even if it's not there. That time, Kilebogile Tipa, as the media officer, she sent these things to media. You see, she took me photos, but there was nothing that was sent.
So does she get to share the photos with the, I'll call it the celebrant of the day? So she takes photos, Kenel Tipper.
Yes, yes.
And you say she sends it to the media.
Yes.
I assume some will go to Ekurhuleni archives, EMPD's archives.
Yes.
Does she share some with you?
No, mine, it was not done.
Okay. So when you say it's that haphazard and informal, at least yours was, didn't you feel shortchanged? It's quite an honor to be promoted, I would like to believe. How many levels were you left with to the top of the EMPD structure?
It's one, okay.
Just one. I mean, I would have insisted on a more formal engagement and conferment, because beyond that point, you become chief of police. And that's got to be a business.
Yes.
That has to be a serious business on any day. So didn't you feel shortchanged that?
I did.
Did you at least raise it with somebody that you are aggrieved?
No, I did understand the politics and the challenges.
Oh, you did understand?
I said, it's fine. Okay. You see, my duty or my responsibility is to go and serve. Okay.
So you are going to check the data. I won't hold you to this, but you had said that this happens beginning of 2024. Yes.
No. At the end, beginning of yes, you are correct.
Beginning of 2024.
Yes.
Okay.
2023 December, but at the beginning of 2024 January.
That's where. Yes. I won't ask you for the date because you don't have the detail.
Yes. But I started to wear the ranks. Yes. You are correct on the 1st because I was supposed to come and work. The contract says you are working on the 1st, and I was supposed to wear my rank. I worked my ranks. Then
So you can wear them before they are officially conferred?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
There's nothing formal. There's no police. There's nothing that guides us.
Okay. So how do your colleagues get to know if there is no formal conferment process? How do your colleagues get to know one day to the next that perhaps they should start saluting you now because they are junior? Will they just see you with different Georgettes and the like, and they know, oh, things have changed?
I called our logistic.
Yes.
The deputy chief rev is correct and say, guys, I need ranks. They said, I'm appointed as the deputy chief of police. But they were aware. The top management was aware, but they didn't tell the juniors.
So then if you managed to get them before the chief of police conferred them onto you, what was the purpose of January 2024? You already had them.
Yes.
So what was the purpose of that entire exercise?
I don't know. Because December, I was operational. It was festive season. We were everywhere.
So why didn't you ask them, what's this shame all about? Why did you call me here?
It's the chief. Maybe it's the formalities that you want.
I know. Now, where did you obtain them from? Do you buy them in a shop? Huh?
No, the stores.
The stores.
Yes, but they don't just give you, they want an appointment letter.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
so,
I had to give.
They don't have to be instructed by the senior either confirming your appointment or who shall be conferring the rank. It is enough that you, the beneficiary, if I may call you that, presents yourself, waving your letter, and you say, I've come to get my Georgettes, and there's another name of the other thingies.
I was not sure that time with their processes.
But which one did you adopt?
To me, they were strict and say, Nduna, they respected, they didn't fight with me. Nduna, we'll need a letter.
Yes.
So I had to give them a letter. Then that's when they started to give. But in fact, they didn't have. I had to take the one that were left by Mr. Mzolo then. Oh. Yes, the old ones.
And where did you get those ones from?
From the stores.
Oh, okay. Mr. Mzolo handed them back into the store.
Yes, you are supposed to hand them.
Uniform. Oh, you don't keep them for life?
No, it's not yours. Yes,
now, we are so way past our 12:30.
No, it's not yours.
That the chair is about to fight with us. So if I may then, you ask that perhaps we use the next 25 minutes or so engaging now with the content of your statement, hopefully to take us to lunch.
I'm requesting for bathroom just for 1 minute.
Yes. I don't know. It's not for me to say yes. I apologize.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you You can't last until 1 o'clock.
We'll wait for you.
All right, let's adjourn. We'll wait. When you see you walk in, we'll come back.
It's 1 minute, I'll be fast. Thank you, Commissioner.
Commissioner. Commissioner, I must apologize. I should not even have suggested that you should last until 1 o'clock.
Thanks,
but I cannot resist saying this. My colleague, Commissioner Kumalo, is the one to blame because he kept encouraging you to drink lots of water.
Thank you, Chair. Commissioner Mkhwanazi, when just before the little comfort break, we had agreed that we are now dealing with the issues in the manner suggested by the chair, which meant that our free time to 12:30 had ended. So I want us to start, at least I'm looking for a topic that we can possibly cover either as much of before the break, or we can find a logical point to cut, right? And for this purpose, I want us to go to your paragraph 6 at page 4. And this is the issue of Mr. Van Wyk starting at 5 and the memoranda of understanding at paragraph 6. Do you see where I am? At paragraph 5, you talk about approaching Mr. Van Wyk for assistance of students. Do you see?
Yes.
Paragraph 6, you introduce the concept of the MOUs.
Yes.
Right? So you have next to you a box of files. And if you look at the spines of those files, you'll realize that they each bear a name. So you'll have Mapieye, you'll have Spies, you'll have Ngiza, and you'll have Tepa. These are the EMPD witnesses that have testified. So I would like you to pull out of that box the files for Mapieye. Now, there'll be two, I want the annexure file, really, for the moment. One is written statement, Mapieye statement, the other one is Mapieye annexures. Yes. You've got. So as soon then as we have located our Mapieye annexure file, you will notice that the documents in there are all flagged and numbered inside the file.
Oh, yes.
Do you see that?
JM. Yes.
They're all JMs, and they start from JM1, and they will run until JM35.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So when I refer you to a document from a file like that, the annexures file, I'll identify the JM number, and I will also direct you to the page number where that annexure is, and I'll describe the annexure for the record.
Yes.
Are you happy with that? So now let's start at JM12. And no, sorry, JM11, I apologize. JM11 starts at page 55 of the Mapieye annexure file.
Oh, yes.
Now, if you go a few pages forward to page we've got I said JM11 at page 55, correct? I shouldn't confuse you.
Yes.
Okay? Then the next one will be JM12 from page 131. No, what? Page 62. Got too many markings here and I read the wrong number. Should be page 62. Have you located the second document? 6.2. It immediately follows JM11.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Now, for the record, please confirm that JM11 at page 55 is titled as follows: Agreement entered into between the Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Police Department, duly represented by, it makes provision for a name, but currently that is unfilled, and Medicare Emergency Medical Services / Anubis Protection Services, and in brackets immediately below that, duly represented by Mike van Wyk.
Yes.
That then is followed by the following words in tramlines: Memorandum of Agreement. Do you confirm that?
Yes.
Now, let's go to page 62, which is JM12. And insofar as headings are concerned, it's more or less the same, except instead of Medicare as the other contracting party, it cites CAT VIP protection, in brackets, duly represented by Vusimus Matala.
Yes.
So now, when we look at your paragraph 6, you reference the MOU. You say, and I read, please follow as I read your paragraph 6 and show that I'm not misstating what you say. As for the MOU, proper communications were done, and there were processes and procedures which were followed between Medicare and Mike van Wyk with email address. You give the email address, myself and the Office of Chief of Police. Proof of communication date, and an affidavit from Chief's PA Lizel Sinovia Tyres, where she confirmed that on the 24th of October, she received an email from Superintendent Fortain and submitted to Chief Mapieya. Then you intend to annex their email. Is my reading correct?
Yes.
Okay. Because your file is still being finalized, can you please have regard to JM11 and confirm whether or not that is the MOU you reference at paragraph 6? And that is the one between Ekurhuleni and Medicare 24. Is that the same document?
Page 55, ne?
55.
Yes.
Is that the same document?
Yes.
I looked through your statement and I couldn't find the second memorandum which Mr. Mapieya tendered as Annexta JM12, and this is the memorandum between Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Police Department and CAT VIP Protection. I don't see you reference that particular one in your statement, do you?
You are correct.
Okay, now why did you, was that oversight on your part, or you omitted it because you have no knowledge of that particular memorandum? You only have knowledge of the Medicare 24 memorandum.
Okay. Commissioners, to answer you, remember when I was suspended, I had to submit all the documents and my laptop of everything that I was having to Mr. Revospice, the logistic. They took everything and the documents that I was having. I submitted all, even the operational plan, that I was talking about. Submitted.
Sorry. Timeline, are we talking what, February 2023 or 24? 23, 24? And I ask because you said you submitted to Mr. Revospice and he has since retired.
Yes. No. This is 2023.
That's why it was important to highlight the year.
Yes. I submitted everything. I didn't have any documents with me.
Yes.
The laptop and everything was with him. And all the documents that has to do with all these things. That's why I submitted, yes. The one that I was able to photocopy is the one that I'm having now.
What does submitted mean?
Or when you are suspended, you are required to leave your firearm, your tools of trade, computer, laptop, all those things.
Okay. So
the document, but he demanded, even before the suspension, he demanded all the document. Then Mr. Mzolo instructed me, go and submit them to him. Give all the documents that is sent. But other documents were already managed by Superintendent 14, like this one, you see. That's why we were able to get them through 14 and submitting it to the Office of the Chief of Police. But on my side, I was having nothing, but documents were already there.
So, please help me work through this. You are a normal employee in the city, doing whatever job, and perhaps a job you've been in for about 10 years.
Yes.
One day, for some good or wrong, bad reason, you are suspended. Are you required, I can understand handing in your firearm, perhaps your work computer, these are all tools provided by your employer. I can wrap my mind around submitting those. Why would you have to submit all your documents? Do you clear your entire office, go to Commissioner's Peace and say, here are all my files, 204 of them, and every paper I've ever written, because I'm on suspension. Is that how it works?
Ms. Silo, please don't forget your question. I don't think your earlier question was answered, and I would love to get an answer. I'm saying I don't think you answered Ms. Silo's earlier question. So I would like to get an answer to that. It was a simple question as to why you do not reference the CAT VIP memorandum.
Oh, thank you, Commissioner. I referenced those that I'm having and those that I remembered. That's why I was able to write. You see, and I even mentioned at the
surely
bottom
you do deal with issues relating to CAT VIP in your testimony and also in your statement.
Yes, that's correct.
So what was so difficult simply saying there was also an agreement or memorandum that related to CAT VIP? I think that's the essence of the question. And you have not forgotten that fact, surely, the very fact that you do talk about CAT VIP. So why did you not reference the memorandum in that regard?
Commissioner, when you check, I don't even talk about the Annabis Protection Services, you see, because even it's out of me. But I know that I have documents that were submitted to the Office of the Chief. Other documents were submitted as per instruction of my Deputy Chief, and I complied and said, no, take everything because I feel that I'm clear, there's nothing to hide.
I'm not at the stage of the taking. Because this happens when? The taking. This happens in 2023, you say?
Said the taking.
Taking or having to give your documents and whatever else to Commissioner's Peace. Yes. That happens in 2023, correct?
May I refer? Suspension is 2022, ne?
2020?
2023 February. Yes, 2023 February.
2023.
February, yes.
24 the memoranda were concluded or purportedly concluded in 2021, not so?
I may say so, but I don't have specific dates.
The dates that appear here, but I'm sure Ms. Silo is still going to take you there.
Please.
The dates appearing here, I think, say 2021. Yes. So the simple point I want to make, Commissioner, is that I do not understand your repeated reference to, no, my documents had since been taken. Point is, as at 2021, these agreements in terms of the memoranda are concluded or purportedly concluded. And surely you remember both incidents. So the simple question is, why do you not reference the memorandum relating to CAT VIP? That's the simple question. That has nothing to do with the later fact of you handing over the devices and whatever else.
Commissioner, I want to say oversight, but I didn't have documents with me, you see. That's my challenge, you see. But I forwarded all the information that I'm having.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, it's difficult for me to understand that you had forgotten because you do touch on matters that relate to CAT VIP. So you had not forgotten about the involvement of CAT VIP in the metro. You had not forgotten about that. You go into some detail in your testimony, the state of the city address, the role that CAT VIP was to play and actually played in the protection or the security provided at the state of the city address. So you remember. So it's on that basis that I say I find it difficult to understand that you would forget that there was a memorandum that concerned CAT VIP. Do you want to comment on that?
No, I won't forget. That's why I was able to touch. But
then that, if you won't forget, that immediately takes me back to Advocate or Ms. Sillo's question. Exactly. Why did you not reference that memorandum then?
I think it may be my oversight when I was submitting yesterday.
Thank you. That's the simple answer.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, you referenced the Mike van Wyk Memorandum of Agreement, Medicare 24. Now, in trying to explain to me why it is you decided to reference one and not the other, you spoke about your suspension in 23 and handing over your tools of trade to Commissioner Spies. But then you said all your documents you also hand over to Commissioner Spies. And you were about to explain whether that's how it happens at Ekurhuleni, that you hand over all your files and every scrap of paper you have ever produced in that position. Once you are suspended, you are not dismissed, you are just purely suspended. Firstly, is that how it happens in Ekurhuleni or EMPD? If there's a difference. And secondly, when the suspension is uplifted, is possession restored to you, or what happens? They disappear into the deep black hole. How does it work?
Oh, Commissioner, remember I told you that immediately when you get the letter, you are told that intention first, not suspension. You are told that you must automatically leave the building.
Yes.
Don't be anywhere next to the building.
Yes.
You see. Then within 48 hours, you are supposed to submit, or within 48 hours, you must respond in writing. Then within that 48 hours, you're supposed to submit everything, but you're not allowed in any building now, you see, or in any space of the municipality. Okay. You see. I can go to municipality to go and pay services because I'm a resident. Okay. You see, but they take it from our salary. You don't have to go there. You see. Yes. Then that's how it happens. You are not allowed in any space. Remember? Oh. And those offices are not your offices. They're municipal offices. They can go, when they're doing investigations, they can go at any time, take whatever document, and you're not allowed to communicate with the subordinates.
No, I appreciate that. Right now, I'm pursuing the fate of the files.
Yes,
so I understand everything you're saying, yes. And I do accept that once you're on suspension, you're not permitted to set foot at your employer's premises or attempt to go into your office. I accept that.
Yes.
I was just trying to understand when you suggested that you gave your files to Commissioner Spies, because I want to run ahead and say, I know that your suspension was uplifted on the 24th of June, 2023.
Oh, yeah.
Correct?
It's June, yes, after 3 months, business
yes.
is.
When you went back to the office, how did you locate your files? Did you ever locate them? Were they gone for good? What is the position there?
There are two things that I did.
Yeah.
I didn't want my firearm back.
You didn't want it back?
Yes, because it was used. They took it to the ballistic, or they used it.
Okay, let's park.
I want to come, see.
I want us to park that. We'll
yes.
come and deal with it, because that's an interesting aspect
yes.
you introduced. Let's
yes.
finish the file.
Yes, even the laptop. I demanded for a new laptop because they tampered with my laptop.
Oh, okay. I'll put it to the list of what we are coming back to now.
Yes.
So when we come back after lunch, we are going to talk about this tampering with the computer, your laptop, and the ballistic issues. But for now, you are still... We are still trying to track down your files, remember?
Yes.
Where are they? You are back in office on the
Yes.
24th of June, 2023. Where are your files at that point?
Now, it's my laptop, you see. Files that we submitted, they are with Commissioner Revo, and the other ones, especially this document, were with Madam Fortain, because they were submitted. She was facilitating the process.
If you are back at work after your suspension is lifted, I take it that you are expected to do the job you were performing before you were suspended. Now, when you are confronted with a situation that your files are taken, how are you expected to do your job?
There was no communication. I continued because I know operational work. That's why to get on.
So you just did it off the top of your memory?
Yes,
You
Commissioner.
rejected the computer, the laptop, I'm hearing it for the
Yes.
first time. So you didn't rely on stored information in the computer. Spies made off with your files, or Commissioner Spies made off with your files. How do you continue with your work? That's an exceptional memory,
No.
if you rely on memory.
Okay. No. When you come back,
Yes.
remember, they restore the new computer, they program it. You are able to retract some,
Okay.
able to get some. You
All
see.
right.
But remember, that time I'm back, there's nothing that is happening. I'm continuing. Oh, I had to respond to IPT, then I wrote that thing, then I continued with other things. And some document that I was able to submit, I submitted them.
Now, this JM11, the Van Wyk, I'll call it the Van Wyk MOU, just purely so we don't confuse it with the other MOU, which is not part of your statement, the Matlala MOU.
Yes.
Where did you get this MOU for purposes of this commission?
No, I didn't submit it. I don't have.
You don't have it?
Yes. I said, no, let me be honest. I was able to get information from you, commissioners, from this commission. Anything that has to do with me and the documents, and I was so surprised. I even told the person that I consulted yesterday, he said, what, it's like I got information from you of what was happening about me, what is taking place, and. There was nothing, it was quiet, except the newspaper and everything.
So
Yes.
technically, therefore, this MOU you received from the commission when it served you with the notice that they would like you to present yourself, and the commission referenced in that document, you remember we called Rule 3.
Yes.
The witnesses that have testified and have implicated you. If you go to that document
Yes.
with the flag Rule 3 or second page, it lists the witnesses, Mapie, Spies, Niza, Tepa, and Witness D.
Yes.
So you are told that by the commission.
Yes.
The commission has assisted you to get full copies of their statements. Am I correct? They were provided to you, their statements
Yes.
with annexures
Yes.
and transcripts of their testimony.
Yes, but it was very huge. I read some of them.
You're not going to write an exam on that. No, I'm not going to test you on that. I just want to test that.
Yes,
So are you suggesting then that you got, for instance, the Van Wyk MOU from what the commission provided to you?
No, I submitted the documents that I'm having to you because I was told I'm going to get a file from you that is having all the documents.
Yes.
Yes.
So
That's
then
what I
that
did.
takes us back to the chair's point. How do you remember the Van Wyk MOU in your statement, and you don't remember at all the Matlala MOU, which in the documents made available to you by the commission follows immediately the Van Wyk's MOU? Please help me understand.
Yes, Commissioner. That's why I may have said maybe it's my oversight, but I spoke to those that I'm having. There's a letter that I'm having that spoke. I didn't get it from you. That Lizelle wrote. I'm having the Jamin 14 communication of the 21st October. I'm having those. I spoke to those that I'm having. Then I was able to check Madam Lebu's Tipa's testimony, Revo's testimony, you see. But not all of them, because I wanted to, I was pressured by time, I wanted to respond and submit a statement.
So then in closing,
Ms. Sello,
the break.
I know, yes.
Can I just close this topic with just a comment? In fact, it's not even a question. So, based on this engagement we've had, would you agree with me that our recommendation to the commissioners is that they should not form a conclusion that you deliberately omitted the Matala MOU?
No.
It just fell
Yes.
through the cracks.
Matala and the name Anibus Protection Services. No.
So
Yes.
when we come back after lunch and we talk about these documents, you'll be able to guide the
No, yes. I will talk to them.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Let's adjourn and come back at 2 p.m.